welcome to day 6 of our Scrap September series. Today the prompt is scraps, and I am doing something a little bit different for me on this channel. I am actually doing a double page pocket page spread. So this is my week 26 in my 2019 album, which is the 24th to the 30th of June, and this was my birthday week. So all the pages on the left hand side are from my birthday, and the pages on the right hand side are just random photos from the rest of the week. So the scraps that I'm using today are my kind of greeny teal scrap container folder. So I keep all my scraps in these folders here, so you can see the green one, and I've got 4 coloured ones: green, yellow, blue and pink. And then I have a clear one that holds like my black, white, wood grain, and I have another clear one that holds my multicoloured. So yeah, so I've got 6 folders altogether that hold my scraps. I try not to let them get too full, but you know, they do. So yes, I am going through these scraps and I am cutting out pocket page size cards. So I'm cutting out 3x4 cards and 4x6 cards. And yeah, so that is what I'm doing here. And I am using a different piece of scrap paper for each of the cards. So no 2 cards are the same. While I'm doing that, I don't really need to voice over me cutting out pocket page cards because it's fairly self-explanatory. But today in our Scrap September series, we have the lovely Janet Fritz joining us. She is from Galaxy Girl Creations on YouTube. I've known her for a while. We have been participating in the Stretch the Sketch YouTube series. Not that I have been able to participate in many of them, but I've done a few, and Janet is the lovely brains behind the Stretch the Sketch series, and so she's been awesome fun to be a part of, and I've enjoyed watching her videos and watching her create things. I think she usually, not always, but she's often like a really bright scrapper and creates like really beautiful, bright, colourful layouts, which I really appreciate because I don't do a hell of a lot of those. And so yeah, I think she's great to watch. So go and check her out. She'll be linked in the description box down below. As always, there's also a link to the playlist, and as the videos come out every day, we're adding them into the playlist. So you'll just be able to watch them all through the playlist if there's any that you need to catch up on, or if you want to come back and watch them later, because I know there's lots of YouTube things going on in September, and it will be very difficult to keep up with all the videos. I struggle to keep up watching videos anyway. It's always that balance between, you know, wanting to do creating and also supporting my friends who have YouTube channels. It's very difficult. So I do try to watch YouTube videos while I scrap, but that sometimes means that I don't have time to write comments and things on the videos that I watch. So I try to comment on all the videos that I watch, but I just don't always have as much time in my day as I would like. And sometimes it takes away from my creating time and that I like to do the creating. So I need to find some kind of balance where I can watch and support my friends and, you know, discover new scrappy YouTubers, and then also, you know, get to do creating my own stuff at the same time. So yeah, there needs to be a balance. So I'm still cutting out all my my cards from my scrap, but I'm nearly finished, I think. I hope you get some kind of inspiration from this layout, because I do find that my scraps build up so much. And this year, for the first time in my pocket page album, I'm actually backing every one of my photos on cardstock or Project Life cards, because I have a lot of Project Life cards. And so I'm backing them on either. At the moment, I definitely use more Project Life cards than I do scrap paper. But when this prompt came up, I thought to myself, this will be a great way to use up my scrap paper stash. So I think I will probably do that again. And I like to kind of theme my spreads, I guess. So it was nice to be able to use all of the kind of greeny, tealy coloured papers, because I thought that was a nice theme. But yes, that is something a bit different for me this year, and the only reason I'm doing it is to use up both my Project Life cards and my scrap cardstock. So I have a lot of Project Life cards, as I know many people do, and I know Becky is kind of moving away from creating physical product, I don't really have a problem with that from the cards perspective because I can always use paper to make my own Project Life cards. I will be disappointed if she stops making albums and page protectors because I think her albums are really good quality and I do like the page protectors. They are getting harder and harder to find in Australia though, so particularly her albums. And so, you know, I'm starting to use other things. I don't like the Kaisercraft albums, which is obviously a major Australian supplier. In my personal opinion, they are not particularly well made. They don't hold a lot of layouts and the spines come out of them and break and crack really easily, and the ring part, like the metal part in the folder, breaks off of the album, and I'm sick of it. All right, so as you probably heard, that was my son waking up from his nap and the monitor had gone off. So I just had to duck back out and then pop the dummy back in. He's only been asleep for half an hour, so I'm really hoping he goes back to sleep. At the moment, he's quiet, but he's definitely not asleep yet. So I may have to duck back out of this voiceover again. So yes, that was my rant about Kaisercraft albums. I like most other Kaisercraft products, but the albums, anyway. We don't have a lot of other options here in Australia. It's very expensive to post or ship albums in because of their size. But anyway, that's okay. So I will explain what I'm doing here because I'm about to edit out the rest of this process. So I prefer to have square corners in my album. However, all of my Becky Higgins Project Life cards have round corners. So I am, for my 2019 album, rounding all the corners in my pocket pages. And so I don't have a corner punch. So I use my envelope punch board and it has like a corner rounder as part of it. So that's what I use. So I just showed you, I guess, how I do the top right photo on the left-hand side, and then clearly I edited out the rest because you don't need to see me rounding the corners and sticking the photos onto the pattern paper. That seems a little bit of a waste of everybody's time. So I have done that. I've stuck them all down. And you can see there that I am now placing some labels onto my photos. So I have a whole stash of labels that actually all pretty much from when I was getting the Kidaholic kits, which has probably been over a year ago now. And I didn't use all of the labels that they gave us in the kits, and so I've got quite a stash, although I've pretty much worked through them all, so I'm going to have to look into getting some more because I love using labels on my Project Life or Pocket Page spreads. So I'm laying all those out, and then I'm going to come back and lay out ephemera as well. So I don't have a heap of ephemera, although this spread is probably a lot busier than I normally do. But I'm pretty happy with it. I try not to embellish a lot of dimension in my pocket page spreads. So pretty much with the exception of a couple of things, I don't like pop up, my embellishments on enamel dots on foam dots or anything like that, because I have a decent amount of dimension in my 12 by 12 layouts, and I try to keep the pocket page ones flat so that I don't create, a crazy amount of albums for the year. In all of my previous years, when I started in 2015, so my 2015, 16, 17 and 18 albums, I've got 2 albums for each year. But this year I'm definitely going to have probably 4, if I am honest. Maybe 3, but I'm thinking it will end up being 4, which is excessive. And I'm hoping I can curb that in 2020. But for anyone that has children, at least the first child, because, everybody knows you take a lot less photos when the second child comes along. But certainly with child number 1, I've taken a lot of photos. But as I'm putting my layouts together, I noticed that my photos are very similar. There's lots of him sleeping and him sitting and him smiling and, so I'm sure that as he gets older and that kind of thing wears off, that I will take less photos, and that's okay. So here I am, I'm putting the ephemera pieces out. I'm just I'd pulled out some things. So I should say, these aren't scraps, this ephemera, but they've all come from my kind of ephemera stash where I just throw in my random pieces of ephemera that I've got left over from various collections that I've used. So yeah, they are not scraps, but it's kind of my stash, I guess. So I'm pretty sure I just edited out the sticking down of everything. I did. So I'm just sticking down that last piece on the bottom right, and then I'm going to trim all of the overhang. And yeah, I'm really happy with how that all came together. And I've pretty much finished once I've trimmed all this. I don't do anything else. I do my journaling off camera because I need to go back to my computer and check the dates and try and remember what we actually did on, all of these days. Obviously on the left-hand side, I know what we did. It was my birthday. We had cake. My sister came over with her 2 kids and my mum and dad were here. It was, I think, a Monday. It was definitely a Monday. So my partner wasn't there and my sister's husband wasn't there, but otherwise we had a grand old time. So that's it. This is done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying our series. Oh, hang on a minute. Not done. I spoke too soon. I started my wrap up too soon. I stick tiny word stickers on. I am trying to finish this, sticker sheet of tiny word stickers. And I don't have very many left. But what that also means is they're not particularly relevant. But I made them work. So I am sticking some tiny word stickers onto my layout. And I add quite a few. Not to each photo or anything, but I do add quite a few. Again, I am trying to use them up, so it's nice to kind of add them to layouts when I remember. But I am just sticking those down, and I don't have very many left, as I said. So I actually have, full disclosure, I have 3 of these Tim Holtz tiny word sticker books. 3, or do I have 2? Maybe I only have 2. Either way. No, I have 3. I have 3. So it would be nice to finish one of them because I have 2 more backups. I've already broken into one because obviously, I don't have very many words left on this set, but I always try to at least use 1 or 2 from this set that I've got hardly anything left of, before I crack into the new one. And I'm slowly getting there. I really don't have many left. So also, when I was thinking that I was doing my wrap-up, clearly I also have not done my title card. Now again, I keep this one pretty simple. I just had this large ephemera piece, which I think was actually from Aldi, funnily enough. And it's a camera with a cute little love heart. There's quite a lot of sparkle on it. And I'm just using these smaller thickers. They're the gold with the mint foam underneath, and I thought the mint colour would go well with the colour scheme that I had chosen. And I'm just putting week 26 and then the date 24 to 30 June. And then I'm pretty sure I add some tiny word stickers, and then that really is it. This is getting to the end. So I don't do Pocket Page or Project Life layouts on my channel very often, even though obviously I do them every week. I have a weekly Project Life album. If you'd like to see more Pocket Page scrapping, I'm happy to do it. I don't do anything particularly interesting, I suppose, but perhaps people like to just watch regular Pocket Page spreads. So let me know. I'm happy to do more. It's not a problem for me to film them, and I can even zoom in and do each card separately if you would like. Happy to do that as well. So yeah, just let me know if you'd want to see more of these. So I will start my wrap up because I know I don't do a hell of a lot else to this layout. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying our series so far. What did I say we're up to? Is it day 6? I should know, but I am filming these in advance. Yes, day 6. Don't forget to check out Janet's awesome video, also using scraps as her prompt, and that she will be linked down below. If I know how to do it, I don't know that I do. I'll try to link her in the cards as well, but I don't actually know how to do that. But, I could learn something new every day. But yes, I hope you enjoy it. We've got awesome videos and guests coming up every day in September, so please make sure you check it out. The playlist will also be linked down below. Hope you're enjoying watching our series so far. We are loving making it and loving that so many awesome guests are joining us. So I think I'm adding a couple more stickers and then I reckon we are done. So there we go, all finished. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this spread. I enjoyed making it, and we will see you guys in the next video.